same time. In grade school, middle school, playing basketball in gym time, and I really started playing football first, and that was my first love. And as we got bigger and taller, it's like, you can't, you gotta start playing basketball. First AAU team at seventh grade. Eighth grade, we started 7th grade, we actually started traveling. That's when AAU was here, and you had to beat people in the state before you go out. And then after that, 8th grade, and then came into high school, and then it's just took a whole another route that I just enjoyed.
Okay. All right, so you talked about high school. Where did you attend high school at? For those that don't know about you, this opportunity for you to go ahead and shoot them shots, talk your talk. If we don't talk about ourselves, who's gonna talk about us?
I agree. I went to high school that I went to Millwood High School from 3rd grade all the way to 12th grade. Millwood has preschool all the way to 12th grade at that time. So there were a lot of people see me grow up through the years at Millwood. A lot of great people that made Millwood's name now, that pretty much no longer there teaching or coaching at the school. So I got a good base, a good foundation of what the game was, how the game was. My coaches, I appreciate Coach Allison. He teaches tennis now, but he was my gym teacher as well. And he used to make us write essays on basketball, how to do a layup, how to do a jump shot, how to do a free throw, things like that. And that's when you start falling in love, And I didn't really know until when I started coaching, that all those things that we did was just basically building the IQ, So I know how to do a layup. I know free throws, the basic things like that, so I can be able to coach kids and actually coach myself when I was playing.
Okay. Speaking on that, Coach, and I'll dive in with the next question. Who are some of your basketball OGs outside of your Coach Allison, who actually taught you some of the fundamentals? Who are some of your OGs?
Well, Coach Allison, Coach Franklin, Earl Franklin Chop, Oklahoma Hall of Fame coach, so many state championships, so many kids, so many respectable men that make Oklahoma what it is today. As far as that, those two. Then I went to college and played for a Hall of Fame coach, Denny Crum, which is now deceased. Blessed in that. And just, as far as coaching, I just wanted, like when I was young, 7th grade, and me and my AAU coach, David Summerton, shout out to them. Charter's still going on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Charter's still going strong. David Summerton was 21.
Wow, you serious?
7th grade, yeah.
Let me take a segue from there. So I see Coach Hamilton. He's at the Wilma D. Johnson Rec Center with his high school prep team. So so you got some back. So I need to get him on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Too. Okay.
Definitely. He, like I said, that 7th grade group he had. We had this 1990 Super 5 was all my AU teammates with the exception of one. And then he was my teammate at Oklahoma City University, Brian DeBose. But it was me, Clint McDaniel, Fred Burley, Randy Rutherford. We all played on the same AU team. And that's like unreal. I'll take that Super 5 and we'll just go play. And we probably whoop a lot of these guys around here. It was just, we were that tough. And so I used to sit in Davis' living room. And that's when ESPN had Big Monday with the Big East and everybody, you just can't wait to go watch the Big East. And I've always wanted to go to Georgetown. I love the way John Thompson, and I read his book, man. His book is crazy. It's amazing. The demeanor of John Thompson with that towel. If you see me coach, I had that towel. And that's where I get that from. John Thompson is 7 foot. He's intimidating, but he was a father. He's a teacher, and every time I just wanted that. I was just hoping I get a deal. You know, I ended up getting something from UConn, and I didn't go. I could have been at UConn. I didn't go. But,
why? Hold on. Let's talk about that. Why you didn't do? Why? Come on.
Oh man.
Talk to us, because somebody was asked the question about why they didn't take opportunity to go about us. What happened? Talk to us.
Well, I ended up signed with University of Louisville out of Kentucky, but technically anybody tells you that back in the day I should have never left the state of Oklahoma. And now if we look, hindsight, when I got there, we had Jeff Webster before me, Brian Van, and then I was the missing piece. I was the one that was supposed to replace Stacey King. So, this is real stuff that you don't know.
Coach V, huh? Okay.
The only person that you would know is Coach Tubbs, who is now deceased, but his son will tell you. And I was that missing piece, missing piece for OU. I also remember the day, and I don't want to get anybody in trouble though, but my signing day, I can never forget it. I'm actually ready to go sign with University of Louisville, and I get a phone call. Well, one of the coaches that from a particular school that was sitting in my coach's office and said that a certain coach who's now deceased was going to be the new coach at Oklahoma State.
Eddie can I guess on Eddie Sutton? Is that
yes.
Oh my
So
wow.
Well, let's just tell it all.
Go ahead. We here. Let's get it. We here for this. We can. That's what we came
So
for.
I'm sitting. So they getting everything set up for me to sign University of Louisville, and I go to my coach's office, and Bill Self is sitting there talking to Coach Franklin, and he was like, "We want you to hold up because they're finna name Eddie Sutton the new head coach of Oklahoma State. We don't know what Leonard Hamilton was doing. We don't know why he didn't recruit you, because I really didn't like Oklahoma State. I didn't write the campus and anything like that. I just, Coach Hampton was good, but it just wasn't something I wanted to do. And so I remember in the phone ringing, he handed me the phone. It was Eddie Sutton. Everybody know Eddie Sutton's voice. He was like, "Hopgood, I just don't know what Hamilton was thinking. You're the best big man that have come out of the state since Alvin Adams and things like that. I'm going to be the new head coach of Oklahoma State. I already got Byron Houston down there, and we're going to win a Final Four before it's all said and done. I'm going to put you and Byron Houston together, and we're just going to roll the NCAA." That's exactly what he said. He said, "It's out of you and this big white kid
Understood.
that I really don't want because you're ready. And y'all should know who that kid is. It's Big Country."
Big Country, Brian.
So,
I was like,
That's why I wanted to get you in here.
So at the end of the day, if I went to Oklahoma State, Big Country would have never got to the league. I'm just going to get rid with you. So I was already, I waited to April to sign, and I was already, done with it. I went to Ohio State, Louisville, UConn, Oklahoma. I had about everybody coming out because I was big, massive, strong, just tough at that time. 5 spot was just, you had to have that spot,
back then.
And so I was just tired of it, man. I was like, no, and then one thing is I was like, I don't know, I thought about it, and then I decided to go ahead and sign with the University of Louisville. And the main reason why I did, because it was family, it was love. When I got there, at that time, Coach McCray was the assistant, and it just felt right. It just felt like family, and I still have the alumni today at University of Louisville. Love them. They still rock with me even when I transferred out to Oklahoma City University. They still rock with me. Still have the friends there, and I'm going to Derby this year. It was just love there. But one of the main reasons why I didn't go to University of Oklahoma was because me coming from Millwood, East Side, I just felt that I would have brought that type of childhood element to OU. And I was ready to learn and be a man. I didn't think I would be able to flourish as a player or as a person being at OU.
Right there,
Kentucky, because I got a lot of different friends from all over the country. When I'd have got that here, I don't know. Now I know if I would have stayed at OU, I know how to perform, how to start it, and maybe who knows? You know, a lot of things happen. You might have seen me on a million commercials or whatever. But I knew was for my progress was the fact is that being that, you know, I lost my dad when I was 12. It was just me, my mom, my brother. My little sister was just born. And then my older sister that I had to go out and do what I had to do. And I've always had that mentality that wherever I step foot at, I was gonna make it happen. So that's, you know, that's the swag that's always been with me for the rest of my life. So I had big fun. Louisville at that time, 1990, and if I'm not mistaken, about 45, maybe 50% of the class was what we call Prop 48, which is a partial qualifier, which means that you had the grades and the core, but you didn't have a test. And so at that time, I remember the year before, the test was 15. But they moved it up to 18, and everybody was like, "Man, that's crazy. Why you moving up?" I had 16.5 every time I took it. Now I've always had test anxiety. It's just simple as that. You know, so I missed it by 0.5, and so the fact that I chose Oklahoma City University to come back because it gave me another year to play, so I can get a chance to, you know, play professionally. And that's why I was at Oklahoma City University. Had a lot of friends there, a lot of alumni there. But, you know, I had a good college career. I didn't, if I had it all again, if I had my way, I probably would have signed with OU and the rest would have been done, because just thinking the guys we all doing our thing now, just thinking about it like, man, we probably would have won this thing and it would have been. But, you know, God had a plan, and that's just, you know, what it is. But that OSU story, nobody knows that. I tell people that. A lot of people don't know it, but, you know, and I looked at it, and Big Country had a great career. And in the back of my mind, it's like, dude, if you would have went there, man, he would have never done that. Because, you know, let's be honest, he wasn't the fully developed, come out of high school. And Eddie Sutton did a great job, especially with Byron Houston next to him. He was a bull. And, you know, just imagine me and Byron Houston at the 4 and the 5.
Man,
I mean, it'd have been crazy.
Crazy.
You know, so yeah.
Okay, I like that. We're not crying over spoiled milk, but you do have a journey. We all do. So you're definitely educating youth. You know what I mean? Because you know we gonna get into the next up athletes. So since you did talk about Louisville, that's big time.
So you got a lot of knowledge, as in to, like you said, taking college visits, going to big time, not just going to some Redlands and.
No shots at the younger, smaller JUCOs, so you got that. So tell because like you said, people, they focus on the current. What they see, not what they don't know the history of this. So tell us some of these accolades that you did in high school to get some of these colleges on in there.
Well, I
Because
mean,
last I got a little snippet. You talking your talk. Don't hold back. You one of 5 people now. Come on now. So talk to us.
do. So I won. I was blessed, man. I at the time Millwood was going to state, but they really wasn't winning state as much. They won state, you know. But when I can remember what they would say all the time, like, man, when you get there, we just gonna run the table. And like I said, I was in 8th grade, and although I was good, and they threw me in. First of all, Coach Franklin, man, great coach, man. He used to come pick me up at school. We used to have all these conversations, and I can still hear the voices that he used to tell me today, and I can just hear them now. As a matter of fact, that's gas in my tank every day that I have right now with the teams I coached. And he was like, big fella, you just ain't scratched the surface of how good you are. And so when I got in the first semester, I didn't start. I came off the bench. We had a senior ball club. I mean, you know, Poncho, Derek Walters, those guys, man, they just took me in, and I was just like a deer with headlights, because back then, basketball, let me just stop right there. Basketball in Oklahoma,
Thank you. There we go.
will not be what it was if it wasn't for the All-City Conference, Capital City Conference, whatever they want to call it. And what I mean at that time, John Marshall, Douglas, Millwood, Grant, Capitol Hill, Southeast, Douglas, all the Southeast, all the city schools, right? And what's happening now is we got kids now, and those kids are not going back into the city conference. So if it wasn't for us in this area, in this era, the Edmond Norths, the PCs, all of them, they wouldn't be around. because, and let's keep it 100, they never came across 23rd Street to play us. BC, Pullman City with Birchie, they had a great thing. Never saw them. Never saw Pullman City when I played, or even back when I played. Never saw Edmond North. Never even existed. I mean, Edmond Memorial, they had a good team. Coach Delagarcia back in the day never played a city team. Never. Because at that time, the largest class was 5A. So 5A, we used to call 5A Rich Boy League. You know, Norman and all them. They never, even the good team with Corey Cole, that's my boy Corey Cole, they had a good year that year. They won 5A. They was like 29-1. They never played a city school. And we used to talk about, y'all couldn't play us, we gonna give y'all that L, but they knew better. They knew better. You know, we had the dogs there. So this whole state, definitely the city, should owe the All-City Conference gratitude. And I don't understand why the All-City Conference don't have a Hall of Fame. That's something else they can raise money and get to, man, because it's a lot of good stories, a lot of great stories, a lot of good people that's producing in the country that came out of here, you know, and, you know, but people don't know the history. They think it started with Blake Griffin and all them and Trey Young. And like, dude, let's keep 100, Trey Young and Stevie Clark. That's what that is. Let's keep, you know, let's be 100. That's Stevie Clark right there. So yeah, I mean, I won 3 state championships, won a runner-up to McGinnis. Anytime McGinnis wants to make money, they'll pull out that 1989 trophy and raise money off that thing, because that was mine. You know what I'm saying? That's still mine. So I got kids. I got, my son played with a lot of McGinnis alumni. You got your son come to McGinnis? Nope. Never. They're going to give you back my 89 trophy. You know, they're going to say that they won it outright. They know they didn't. We beat them in the area about like 20. And then they come back to the losing side to state. And they beat Hugo off a crazy situation. And so we came in and played them. I was a junior. I mean, everybody didn't think we could make it to state that year because the year before with me, Terry Evans, Michael Parks.
Terry Evans was your teammate?
Yeah, my sophomore
college coach.
Yeah. That arguably the best team in the state that year. He was a senior. We was like 36-1. We was number 1 in the Southwest region at that time. Fort Worth Dunbar was below us, and they were trying to get games with us because we was. But the crazy part about that team, we had 2 D1 kids on that team. That was me and Terry. Everybody else was role players. You know what I'm saying? And all those guys right now are respectable men, and that's something you can't take away from them. So right now, you know, you got everybody trying to recruit an AAU team in high school. So these coaches want to be game managers instead of coaches. You know, so that's why. You know, you got to respect the real coaches. You know, I was just a lanky kid walking on the doorstep of Millwood. You know, nobody recruited me to come there. And we had this legacy, you know, 97 and 19. That was my record our 4 years. I don't think, you know, I think, and we can get all the people to do the stats. I'm definitely in the top 5 of the most winning high school players in the state of Oklahoma ever. I mean, 97 and 19, 3 state championships, 1 runner-up. Every year I ended in the state championship game. And it's only, like I told you, 5 people that ever did that. You know, it's really only about 5 people. And those some good names, some great names. But we gotta, as people here in the state of Oklahoma, we gotta start giving homage to the people that brought this here. And the reason why we got kids in the gym right now. The reason why we got kids in the driveway shooting baskets and all that, and stop, you know, every chance I get, I go pay homage to Leroy Combs, Coach Cudjoe, the Cudjoe, legendary Cudjoe family, Carl Henry. I just saw him yesterday, came to my game. I mean, come on, all these guys. I grew up watching Dennis Rodman, being the guy that played for the 76ers. Ben Simmons. His daddy played at OCU with Mohammed Akbar. Yes, Mohammed Akbar went to play. I used to go watch them play in Frederick Fieldhouse. It was Ben Simmons' daddy and Mohammed Akbar, 4 and 5, and they used to wear people out with Luther Burks on the wing from Dallas. I mean, these back when we played, there's a student athletic conference. It was great college basketball. OCC, OCU, Southern Nazarene, OBU. Langston. I mean, everybody had killers. You know, so I watched Dennis Rodman with the high knees when he was at Southeastern play against OCC and OCU and get 30 rebounds and 30 points. I mean, you know, what people talking, I saw it. You know, so, because my coaches, David Soundton, they taught me to be a student of the game. And it wasn't nothing for David to come get, man, let's go to this game and show you something, okay? I'm watching like, we really never went to, I mean, I went to go watch OU games, but it, you know, it was the small college games that I sit there and watch. So, I mean, those times was very exciting, and nobody seems to understand that laid the groundwork for what we see right now. You know, but
I got you.
it is what it is.
That's kind of what you got going right there. It's got two questions. It's kind of piggybacking off of that. So, one question I was going to ask you about the basketball culture. You've definitely been name dropping. Like, you done told me Ben Simmons pops here. Yeah, that's crazy. So
he went to Australia after this. He played 4 years at OCU. He went to overseas to Australia. Never came back. The rest is serious. Ben Simmons is born.
Woo, sheesh. Hey, man, if I was using
And
sound effects right here, we'd be going crazy
I'm
right
going
now.
to tell you something else. So,
Give us
you
some.
know Buzz, the coach at Texas A&M? He was the equipment manager at OCU when I was at OCU.
Oh, wow.
He was the equipment manager. He started his basketball career at OCU as equipment manager. He's a big-time coach at Texas A&M.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma has a lot of ties that people do not say anything about that needs to be talked about. So
that's why we want to get this episode with you, because when you gave me that snippet, I was like, this brother fired up, passionate, because the way that you feel like you want your respect on your name when it comes to this stuff, because we can dive deep, and I can be like, well, why are you not over in Millwood and Grant? But we're not gonna do that.
we'll do that for another podcast.
We're gonna do another one for that.
At the end of the day, it might hurt some feelings. That's real talk.
I got you. So we'll keep it at this. So how has the game of basketball changed since you were a youngster at Louisville to current now, where, sheesh, man, it's like they're getting paid and all kind of stuff, man. Like, talk to me. Like, how has that? Like,
I mean, the basketball has changed dramatically, and the reason why I'm saying that is it's just, to me, I think it's a lot of people that don't have the pedigree that's teaching the game to these kids right now that shouldn't even be there. I mean, like I have two daughters and a son, and they all play basketball, and like I said, when I pick my daughter's coaches, AAU coaches and stuff like that, I want to see what you've done. Basketball is the only sport that you can get an AAU team and you ain't done nothing.
message.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go to volleyball with that. Volleyball coaches are D1 coaches, D1 players. Soccer the same way. Baseball the same way. Football maybe little league, but once you get older, you gotta have some type on that. Basketball, it's like, oh, my son is good, so now I'm gonna get an AU team just for my son so he can shoot. And then you got parents that use that to go on vacations and instead of like that.
Talk dirty, I'm telling you. Woo, man.
And then you get mad at the coach, like, you done made us spend all this money, but yeah, you out here partying all night while your kid trying to go to sleep and you go out and they lose. I mean, what it is. You know, back in the day, you know, you had to beat everybody in your state before you branch out. Now, we got teams I might see one time in these tournaments, and then they on Instagram in New York or Chicago somewhere, getting their backs blown out. And it's just like, you ain't beat nobody in Oklahoma before you do that. You know, that's the one thing about the Trotters when we played, man, we whooped everybody in the city. You know, and what makes it cemented, and we older guys and we give you respect. It was no halfway player playing AAU. If you played AAU, you was going somewhere. Now, I got little Bobby, who know how to dribble the ball, and he gets in. He ain't even starting for his team, but he got an AAU team because he like the gear, like the gold coach and this and that. You know, so it's a novelty. I call it a novelty basketball player, not the real basketball player like me. When you sitting at home watching TV and I'm shooting 50 to 100 jump hooks, you know, things like that. You know what I'm saying? And it just changed to a whole different level with that. So everybody's got an AAU team, and then the professionalism is gone because the coaches are not professional. Like me, I did not want to be a coach. I'm telling you, I did not say after I finished playing, I'm a coach. My oldest daughter got me coaching. And then I'm real big off of destiny. And then because I had to divorce basketball, after I played, I was like, man, why am I not where I need to be at? And so, my daughter came and said, Daddy, I want to do what you did. She come in the trophy room, all these stuff like that. And she was all down with it, like that. And she's like, I want to do what you did. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, I want to go to D1 just like you. I said, yeah, I want you, and you going to coach me. That's exactly what she said, and you going to coach me. I was like, so I'm like, really, you want that? That kind of hardcore, yeah. And I coached her private school team. And then we played AAU, went to Texas, and it just took a line of one. She went to Cornell, Ivy League, D1. Yes, she's an attorney right now. In Texas right now, making 6 figures. I mean, law degree and that. And I put her around the best players I could possibly do. And it just, like I said, Coach Allison, Coach Franklin, David Hamilton taught me the game at a coach's level, right? And so after I started coaching, all those things started to come at me and click. And then that's what happened. And it just clicked, because basketball saved my life, but I divorced basketball. I went to corporate America. Imagine a 6'10" supervisor. I mean, I was intimidated, but I realized that it was only a ceiling there, that it couldn't go. Basketball, I had no ceiling. You stepped in the building, you knew who I was.
Exactly.
And it wasn't because of Oklahoma, it was because of Oklahoma, but I was a national person. So I developed those relationships. So it's nobody like that no more. Pay your dues. They want to go out and say, all right, I want to be a coach. Oh, okay, I coached this year. I want to go EYBL coach. Are you serious? Do you know what them EYBL and 3-stripe coaches do to get there? But you want to say in 2 years you want to get there? Man, get out of here. And they don't, it's just not listening. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that all the things that happen in the state of Oklahoma and around the country, all the limelight, everybody's seeing it and want to be a part of it, and they don't know what these people went through to get there. So it's just a lot of kids and adults are just piggybacking off of it. And then we got parents, you got parents that, they see their kid is good. They've never been in the shoes of their kids. And, my son's D1, my this and that. And they enjoy the hype more than the kid did. And they mess the kid up. And when the kid doesn't get there, because trust me, destiny is the reason why your kid make it. When you got Blake Griffin, Trey Young, anybody from the league that got here, or anybody that did something, it's destiny that did it. It was meant to be. It wasn't by chance. It was destiny that made them in the gym and work hard. It was destiny. It was their destiny to do that. It was their drive. And so I think a lot of these kids don't have that drive because they don't have people to push them like that. I coach hard. And if you're trying to be an elite athlete, you need people like me to see if you really got it. But we don't got that no more because they come away from people like myself because times have changed. Times not changed. It's still the same. You still want to be good. You still want to be elite. You still want to do the things you do necessary. It's just the things that's happening is at a bigger level. I figured out, and I was telling my son, I said, all this social media, TikTok, courtside, YouTube, and all that stuff, if it was there back then, I'd have left Millwood with 7 figures.
That part. I was just
are you serious?
And that's what I'm saying. NIL now, name and likeness, that's what I'm like, yeah, man, it's like.
And I'm not dropping names, but back then the NCAA put them on a violation. I know for sure the money that I got. I'm not saying no names.
Talk. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? That's legal. You know what I'm saying? And so it's, and I told him, he said, really do? I said, no, I'm being for real. And I'm being for real. I would have walked out of Millwood with 7 figures. But then again, we gotta kept my drive. We got kids getting NIL deals, college, high school, and is it gonna keep their drive? Imagine that 19-year-old with 7 figures. I'm rich. Why would I want to go play this game no more? I'm going to keep getting money. And then they might lose their drive, so we don't know. That's what we're seeing now. I mean, some of the guys that's on TikTok that everybody watching all that, some of them guys don't make the league. They don't, you know, because the drive is gone. I mean, like, you know, it's guys that we know right now that everybody's like, oh man, he's on, the fame is there and all that, and they're not gonna make it because the money that's happening, they might lose their drive. So it's I mean it's different.
It's definitely changed. It's definitely changed over the years. I know from my lens, and I can only imagine from yours. You just touched on a bunch of that. So you definitely told us about how it's changed, the culture. So tell me a little bit about this coaching while black. Let's talk about black coaching experience. Let's talk about that. It's hard out there. It's few and far in between. You know, it's a lot of opportunities that I've seen come up, and you know, I don't want to blame it on the suasion of the complexion and all the extra stuff. Talk to me. You know.
Well, I mean, here's my take. I just think that I think us black coaches don't stick together a lot. I think everybody knows that, you know, we fight among each other. At every class, we got 6 classes. Somebody's going to win state. Somebody's going to run up. Somebody's not going to win games, something like that. And it doesn't matter because if you're the state champion, next year it erases and you might not be there next year. So the way you look at other people, you gotta be able to appreciate and have people have your back, even the ones that go against you. And I think the young, because the older coaches that's older than me, they brace. I mean, like Coach Combs, I can call him and shoot the breeze, and then we can play tomorrow, and I can blow him out, or he can blow me out. I ain't gonna be on her fitness. You know what I'm saying? Coach Kojo, you know, I mean, gave me a lot of insight when I was at SES when I left PC when I got sick with prostate and then made assistant coach. And I enjoyed it, you know, and just listen to the stories and things like that, you know, because his brother Cal coached me at Millwood when I was a freshman. So but it's not like that to the next coach that may be the same age as me or maybe be younger, and they just like, they've seen you play and they've coached against you, but they just acting like, you know, dude, it's no deal for you to appreciate what I've done and me appreciate what you've done and not try to cut your head off when we play. It's okay. It's okay. And so it's a lot of that animosity every day when we step in the building, and we know we got to stick together because at some point, you know, it wasn't a lot of black coaches around. You know, back when I was playing, Coach Franklin, he should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. And the guys that they put in the Hall of Fame before him, like we had guys at 2 state championships and he in the Hall of Fame. Are you serious? Coach Franklin, 1920. Come on. You know, he built men. Who didn't see that? What is our black coach dominating him again now? I was waiting for everybody else to look like us to do that. Come on now. He should have been there. You know what I'm saying? Like Coach Long, who's an AD at Western Heights. You know, come on. Are you serious? This man built men.
You talking about Coach Long from Douglas?
Yes. That's at Western Heights right now. He built men. And then you got people that don't like him for whatever reason. Why? I mean, you know, don't like him because I went to Millwood with the Douglas, yeah, but we can still go out and hang out. I coached his daughter in high school. You know what I'm saying? AAU. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just different, and the young coaches need to come together and get this done. And if they get this done, then we get these AAU coaches who just sitting on the chair thinking they want to get a team. We can get them in check to make sure that the kids that they're bringing to high school are ready. A lot of these kids are not ready. This year at U.S. Grant, I'm having the most horrible season I've ever had in my life. But I know there's a plan. I know God built me to build culture. Every place I went, I won. When it was done. Came to PC, same thing. Turner Girls program, just like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was in Texas, everything. But U.S. Grant has been a little different, and it's a little bit harder. And, you know, quite frankly, I think it's a 30-year curse on U.S. Grant for whatever reason. You know, it's you know, they talk about the 10% of the school that keeps all the commotion, but what about the 90% that's doing stuff? And so, you know, it's that. But I think I can do anything. That's why I came in and do it. We all should think that. But, you know, I'm having a horrible season this year. You know, starting 5 freshmen, 8 different lineups. But what I do enjoy is that I get to coach hard and put that real knowledge in them, and hopefully they can be able to get it. And like I told them, I don't care about if we win a game. I don't care if we win a state championship. What's more important that you leave me and go home and come back every day. Life. That's why I got taught was life. And every day I'm a businessman as well. My basketball savvy and drive, I put it to the corporate America, I put it to my business, and it's been with me all my life. And hopefully what I learned, I'm teaching them to do the same thing. And that's all that matters to me. I mean, basketball, I can teach anybody basketball, you know, if you can listen and do it. But, you know, when you're talking about teaching men how to be men, especially the climate that we have right now, and it's just more prevalent with the average kid right now, is being severe trauma and being exposed to so many things that they need us to look in their eyes and say, man, this is okay, this is what we're gonna do, you know, and for them to trust you. So, you know, that means more to me than anything. So, yeah, I'm having a horrible season, but I know God has put me through for some reason, and we just gonna move on. But, you know, I mean, everybody taking a hit at me right now.
Hey, it's all right, man. I just appreciate you being vulnerable and open like you are, being very transparent, because, yeah, common sense ain't so common these days, and I appreciate you educating, because that's what this is about. So I got one more question for you. If Jay got something over there, we can throw it out there. But since we went from the blast from the past, so tell me who you think is next up. I know you got a 6'7" son. I'm like, hey, he next up, but can I get in the gym a little bit? Who's next up? I mean, it could be current NBA, somebody from here, or, you know, somebody that's doing something right now. Kind of who you think?
Well, I'm since I've been in this high school, I'm trying to, and Lord knows I'm trying to get out. I want to get, college is the next step for me. And it's always been there, but the fact is I got love for my kids, and they all want me to coach them. And it's not because they was given privileges that they want me to coach them, and then everybody else that's around my team gets the benefits too. So my son, I just really think he's gonna be special. I think he is, and he's developed, and it's just like looking at me in the mirror. I just laugh all the time, like, man, that was me, you know. And as far as this next group of guys that come in, I just think he's gonna need it.
I believe it.
He's gonna need it. There's one kid out of Mustang, man, woo-wee. And everybody knows he's starting varsity right now as a freshman. I mean, I've been seeing him since he was 7th grade. And he's just killing, man. I mean, he has the IQ, he has the look, and he's gonna be a good one, you know. But at the end of the day, he's gonna need a 6'7", a 6'9" in that post to make him look better. And that's the good thing about my kid. Y'all can say it's a guard game, and it is a guard game. Don't get me wrong. It's changed from where it's more guard orientated. But you can't coach size. And if you got a kid that can put it on the floor and inside out in high school basketball, you're gonna win. And with decent players. And that's what I tell guys in the AU circuit, like, y'all dribble. Like, dude, you just don't understand. When you get to the high school gym and you got a 6'9" in that post and you dribble around him and you don't pass him the ball, you're gonna go sit down. Sit down. And you can be mad all you want to, but it is what it is. And in Oklahoma, and you can see it now, those teams that win state championships got big boys in the post. Like right now, you're looking at, man, I'm in a district with, Jesus Christ, Shout out to Fuller from Tulsa Union. He's a walking highlight film, man. He came in his gym, and I thought he was going to audition for the NBA dunk contest. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And he got a 7'2" on that team and a 6'10". And then
This is Tulsa Union?
Tulsa Union.
Right now?
Right now.
Jeez, okay.
We got some of the best players coming in this sucker, man. That's a tough district. I would say something, but them folks would be mad. But like last night, Brian Montanati, his son, that's from Tulsa and Wasso. Wasso is skilled. He has 6'3" point guard. Montanati 6'7" on the wing, 6'10" in the post. You got, I'm sitting here looking at this like, what? And then Shaq Milton's little brother is on that team, And I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, and I'm seeing them, and they in transition, and it's just like, and I'm teaching my team freshmen, and I'm coaching kids that don't play AAU basketball. 2 of them play.
Mm-hmm.
They just play basketball this time, and they're coming to the gym. They don't play on AAU. I'm trying to get them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm watching them, and my kids are competing with these kids. And so I'm looking at them, man, and I'm turn around with Union or Wasso, and then Enid got a 6'7" in the post that runs like a deer transition. Jay Reed, shout out to Jay Reed and the pro team. His son's team at Enid is improved.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got PCO with all them young long guns they trying to put together. When they got a point guard, DJ Stevens, man, that can play. Coach Parks, please let him shoot the ball, man. To win, he got to go through DJ. And that's real talk. I'm telling you, they don't go through DJ, they won't win a game. You know what I'm saying? They need to go through DJ Stevens. That kid can play. I'm just leave it like that. And people get mad if you want to. That kid can freaking play. So, and then you got, who else I got? I got Evan Memorial. Evan Memorial with Hudson. My son played with Hudson and Trey Young. He can flat out shoot. And then they got a kid on Elijah, the kid come off the bench that I see he played for Next Level that absolutely just ripped people apart in the circuit. And he comes off the bench at the Memorial. I'm better like, please come to Grant. You're going to get 40 of them. You're going to get a D1 scholarship with me. I'm a coach that can get you that. You know what I'm saying? And this is 6A.
Yeah.
And this is in my district. It's the toughest district. They can talk crazy. Choctaw, West, all them. They are not. This district that I'm in is the toughest district in 6A. And I believe that the eventual state champion 6A will come out of this district. It's just murder, night in, night out. It's just, I'm not getting no breaks. But the thing is that I'm always
It's
preparing
you, because you said, because I didn't want to catch you off on a tangent, because you did say college. Okay, so I guess this will be the last one. Is there a certain level? I already know D1 is like, but I know we got to get our foot in the game. Is there any kind of college anywhere that you like?
I believe with my mom, man, she's telling me, she's like, son, I think you can go coach pro. That's what she said. I wouldn't mind being on the D1 as assistant coach. I think I can coach head coach D1. I know I can coach NIA head coach. I know I can coach JUCO head coach. Mm-hmm. I know D2, D3 head coach. That's easy. Mm-hmm. Because when I used to go to my daughter's game, when she was at Oklahoma Christian, or when I go to these games, man, and this is something that kids need to do and young coaches need to do. Imagine you are that team's coach, and you calling the plays, and you sit at the TV, you sit up there working the mind out. That's how you learn. That's how you know you're ready. And so, and Coach Franklin again, he's taught me how. Like he said something like, when the game becomes like slow motion to you, right? Like, of course the game's fast, but when you look at it like this, you know you arrived. And I look at that game right there. I don't look at like individual players like, LeBron James. If you look at him like, dang, Anthony Edwards, those guys. I look at the next level, how they gonna get there, who's gonna come in, or how he figured out to get in that slot. That's when you know that you arrived in the basketball IQ. It ain't about the highlight films. And so I've always been in that. So Coach Franklin and David Salmonton. David Salmonton was our scout person at Millwood. We knew everybody And that's how I do now. My kids on the board, number 25, we do this, we do that. These kids are getting big time scouting stuff from me, and I'm teaching my staff. We might not execute good enough, but we sure know that this kid goes right all the time. He makes a turn left. You know why? Because I done got 4 or 5 videos in huddle and I done looked at you. So if I'm playing you next week, best believe I done got 4 or 5 videos on you before I even hit the floor.
And this is a big TV to watch it
so,
on too.
Yeah. So I mean, that's how I know I'm ready. And I'm ready because I've been doing this a long time. And like I said, nobody knows. These are things that nobody know. All they see is Coach Hopgood on the floor, the intimidating demeanor, maybe say something slick. I teaches the crowd about the game of basketball as I'm coaching. I love all hecklers because that makes me more focused. You bring a heckler me, oh yeah, then my team's gonna be real focused because I'm gonna talk to you and coach my team and be real focused. But that's what they see. But they don't see Coach Hopgood, the father, the teacher, the person that cares, the person that go pick anybody, all that. When I coach you, when I tell my kids, you got a friend for life. And a lot of kids that I done coached, I put a lot of kids in college in the last 2.5 decades. They're my kids for life. I get texts. It's so much to enjoy. I sit back and watch college basketball girls and see the girls that I coach at the EYBL. So that just makes me, I don't want nothing from them. And I text my good game girl. You was watching, Coach? I said, what did I tell you? I'm always watching. And they always say, so that's, and I tell them I'm always watching. So, because that's what's told to me. So, but basketball saved my life. It is what it is. If I didn't have basketball, if I didn't have Coach Franklin, David Samilton, Coach Allison, Coach Willis, 8th grade, Ron Hubbard, Coach Hubbard, 7th grade. I know all my coaches, man. Denny Crum, the guy from Edmond, long time ago when I used to play, when Davies let me play with this other team, AAU, and his son was good, and I used to play with him, the dude that had the truck. We used to play the church league, we used to get in the car and go, him too. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't learn from all these guys, man, I'd probably be in McAllister somewhere, because trust me, I stay straight up in the hood. My project is tore down twice. Thelma Parks Elementary, that's where I stayed at. That was a straight project.
It sure was.
Capitol Square Apartments right across the Prince House. Now it's just a damn parking lot. Yeah, I stayed there. Midwest City Murder 1, we was there. Soldier Creek Apartments, I was there. So you tell me, if I didn't have all those people, then my life would have been.
Message.
So, I'm just saying. I took something that saved me life, got me a college degree, a master's degree, and in October, I have another master's degree.
Man.
So, I never thought this is my 4th career, and I thought I was going to be a teacher. My principals would say, you're a great coach, but you're a better teacher. I'm like, really? And it was like, but I also enjoy teaching and reaching kids that don't play. That's the other thing, to see in their eyes, man, and things and stories that I tell them. They like it, so I enjoy basketball. Saved my life, man.
Man,
I wouldn't be here. It's real talk.
Sheesh, well, man, I appreciate you for giving us all this free game. Like me and Jay Rich, we said we want to get this one locked in, man, because we knew that you was gonna do exactly what you did. So we definitely, you got a lot more too as well. I know we got way more stories to tell. So
I sit and listen to all those guys. I sit there and talk and listen. They tell me all this stuff. I don't forget nothing of these guys. Carl Henry, Coach Cudjoes, all them. Really were all those guys back in the day, man. I don't forget nothing. Like I can't tell the average kid, like, who's one of the best players that you don't know. I'm gonna tell somebody no. Winfred Barnes, go look him up. I don't think anybody in Oklahoma ever can match his level. And if he was here now in this age, he would wear everybody out. That's it is what it is. Winfred Barnes. Old heads be like, preach. Young heads be like, who is that?
That part. So they'll be like, we gotta go. Can we Google him? Like, the streets know who he is.
What school?
Look him up. Man. That's
what school did he go to?
Winfred Barnes, he went to the University of San Francisco. Graduated from Capitol Hill High School. I told you, they broke that pipeline, man. I can tell y'all, man.
Yeah,
They broke that pipeline. I can tell you about that.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for your time, man. We're gonna do this again.
Thank you, sir.
Like I said, we're gonna tap in with you because you gave us a lot of people that we can hit up to keep this history of
basketball going.
Yeah.
Good.